heard me.
Yes. Hello, Brock. Hello, Brock.
I said Harold heard me when I said the second time.
You're a little furry, and I got somebody.
Yes, I am. I'm seeing pit road. No, I'm not. All I'm seeing are cars going by.
Ralph, when you get to those pits, you let me know where you are at. I got them.
No, I did not. Come in, Brock.
Yeah, I got your.
Brock, talk to me.
Yeah, this is me.
I hear him.
Okay, you got good sound?
Yep.
Okay, I hear you well. You're better now, too.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
What are you running, Judd? All right. Get them lined up behind him. It's straggling back there. Judd, what are we running here? About 60? About 65 as we get going. We come in from about 55 or 60 on the start now. Okay, 10 more. All right, Ernie, let's get them in a line. B, one left to go when they get here.
More on Mr. Gaswood.
Left to go when they get here.
Are we going to do just a relaxed call to start with?
Walter, Pete, you guys take that first pace car coming down through here now and park it over by the Union Station so we can use it for a backup in the event that we need one. And Judd, you can't let that thing idle today. 10 horsepower, we are aware of that. All right, now let's don't get any further away from them. You're going right now. How about you, Pat? I can't read you. Please following the leader's in.
Field rolling into turn number 1 in the preparatory lap for the start of the 21st annual $377,000 World 600. And there you see the starting grid with Cale Yarborough, flanked by David Pearson. Two veterans, one a 3-time champion, and the man beside him, Cale Yarborough, has never won the race. 42 cars are starting the event, and just 7 miles per hour separate all 42 on this 1.5 mile track. The race today, as we said, worth $377,000. Will cover 400 laps, and with the new surface, it's expected to be run at a record speed, David.
I'm sure it will be a record speed. I was speaking to some of the drivers and car owners this morning. They all very much approve of the new track surface. It doesn't seem to be having any bad effects on tires. The only thing is that maintaining a higher speed can have repercussions on the mechanics of the car.
Bill Gazaway in the control tower, giving the final instructions to the safety crews around the track as this great NASCAR classic for the Grand National cars rolls out of turn number 4. And we prepare for the start. Earl Campbell from the National Football League about to drop the checkered flag, or the green flag, over the field and get them rolling today. Almost cut this race 4 hours short. Field in line and looking good for the start. They are underway. In the second spot is David Pearson. The man running third is the most popular driver here with the accolades of the over 100,000, Dale Earnhardt, when he was introduced. Earnhardt running in third. Buddy Baker, a 3-time winner, runs in fourth as they come by for the first time. At the end of lap number 1, Cale Yarborough is in the lead. David Pearson in second. Now Earnhardt goes to the inside. Dale Earnhardt fighting for second place at the bottom of turn number 2. It's Earnhardt into second, Pearson dropping to third. Baker pulls up as they hit turn number 3. Buddy Baker pulls to third. Pearson drops to fourth. Parsons is in fifth. Neil Bonnet in sixth. Darrell Waltrip is in seventh. Richard Petty in eighth. And on the inside of him is Terry Labonte in ninth. Then comes car number 12 on the outside, trying to work its way out of some machinery, going into turn number 1. It's the Buck Simmons car.
Well, Cale Yarborough and Dale Earnhardt seem to have found some sort of secret message here. Cale Yarborough appears to be pulling away from the pack.
The Buck Simmons car being driven by Lenny Pond of Ettrick, Virginia in this Charlotte 600 out of turn number 4. Cale Yarborough with the advantage, but Earnhardt is trimming him as they come to the stripe. The third of 400 laps complete. Back they go into turn number 1. Earnhardt closing on the leader. Incredibly fast laps in the early going.
Dale Earnhardt hooked up in a really strong draft here behind Cale Yarborough as they go into 3, and he closes that gap down to just a few short feet, about 1 car length. They come off 4, the most tricky corner on this track.
Yarborough with the advantage. Here's Earnhardt again, coming up to challenge for the lead. Baker runs in 3rd, Pearson dropping to 4th, Parsons in 5th. Bonnet is 6th, Waltrip is 7th and challenging Bonnet. 8th is Petty, 9th is Lenny Pond, dropping back to 10th Levante. In the back straightaway, challenge for the lead. On the inside, Earnhardt gives it a go. And almost touches Cale Yarborough as they come out.
Very close there as they come off 4.
A little intimidation early in the going.
A major spin on the front straight.
Lenny Pond and Ted Elliott both sliding across the main straightaway, out of control. Lenny Pond picks it up. Richard Petty is spun way down toward turn number 1. Field under caution, and the driver's back out of it. No real damage.
Richard Petty went with the most amazing slide across the grass there.
Looks like Bill Elliott may have blown an engine in car number 9 after a very good qualifying mark.
He's blown something. My crikey, look at that smoke.
A wild spin taking place in the 5th lap. Does not look like it's going to impair any of the leaders with the exception of Bill Elliott.
Number 90, Jody Ridley, must have been involved in that somewhere. The front of his car's all pushed in. 12 coming into the pit lane.
So in the 6th lap is the first action of the day in an incident right in the main straightaway before the largest part of the crowd. And there you see number 9 with its nose kicked in. Bill Elliott, who was giving it a heck of a ride, had qualified extremely well for today's race in 10th position. 16 cars had broken the old record for this track.
Well, just as we were getting excited over Cale Yarborough and Dale Earnhardt getting close to the wall there, obviously some cars right behind them did in fact tag the wall and set off a bit of a chain reaction crash, which luckily no car was severely damaged.
158.357 miles an hour was the last lap under the green flag, and that was the one where we saw the war being waged between Cale Yarborough and Cale Yarborough and Dale Earnhardt as they came to the line, and behind them the altercation, which has brought out the first caution of the day. Does not look serious. Don't see any oil on the track, but we see a lot of skid marks coming out of turn number 4.
There's a tremendous swathe of oil on the exit from pit lane, which later on in the race, when there's a major pit stop, could cause some people excitement leaving the pits. And that would come from Bill Elliott's number 9 car, who is currently almost stationary over at turn 3.
So let's look at the replay of this incident in the early going here of the World 600 as the field is under caution, completing the 7th of 400 laps now. Now there's the beginning. Here you see that battle. Here is Cale Yarborough being pressed by Earnhardt as they came to the line, and then trouble behind them. Coming down out of that corner, sliding, is car number 12 spinning toward the wall, Petty spinning, and as well as the number 9 car, Bill Elliott. And we have another angle to look at here as well, David. See if we can capture what happened.
Okay, there's Lenny Pond tagging the wall and being pushed in by Bill Elliott. Is it right behind him there?
May have been Petty. It's right at the start of that shot where it all began as number 12, Pond, and I think it might have been Petty that he was in contact with. They were running tight together.
He got pushed well and truly into the wall anyway, Lenny. And They were very lucky that it all happened on this straightaway, which gave, look at Richard Petty sliding right across the road course there. The car spins through 180 degrees, facing the right direction, slips it into first gear, and around he goes.
Petty has been in and changed tires, as has Pond. Number 30, Ty Scott, is also in the pits.
Jody Ridley's been in the pits. His car was
a bit... look at that shot again. If we could look at the start of that shot again, we could see see where exactly Pond got in trouble. Bill Elliott's car being brought in. It will be, we believe, the first retiree from the 21st running of the World 600. Elliott's number 9. Now here it comes again. And I believe that is Petty down on the inside. He's coming out. Pond tries to make a move on him. That is Petty's car that gets in contact. And you can see him start to slide right there, as well as Lenny Pond. It was Petty and Pond first making contact that created the situation in lap number 6.
Was that Petty or was that Jody Ridley?
Huh?
I wonder if it was Jody Ridley, because his car is very second-hand looking. Looks like he come from French Canada. It's a little askew at the moment. He's looking pretty good now. $30,000 tax.
The number 12 car. Let's check him. We got a lot of tire rub back there. Yeah. All right, he got in some here.
This is a practice throw.
All right, Judd, let's go. When you get up out of that wide spot, drop her down in the hole.
Drop her down in the hole.
All right, Mr. Starter.
Hi, okay.
Yeah, fine.
Is Dick in Las Vegas? He's at the fight, right? All right.
Close enough. This is named Groucho Marx.
Try to hit Kent's left side, Cameron right side.
What are we going to say, Ace?
Just practicing a throw.
Throw. Oh, I don't see anything. I tell you, those two are going to get together before this race is out.
Well, thank you, Dick Stockton. Here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in the 21st running of the World 600, we are in the second caution period of the day. Steve Moore, car number 73. Okay. Okay, tell them. We're just going to tape this now? Okay. Should we wait till they're running?
It smells like the whole booth's going to catch fire in a minute.
Michael? Well, thank you, Dick Stockton, and welcome to the Charlotte Motor Speedway, where the largest crowd in history, well over 100,000, is enjoying this 21st running of the $377,000 World 600. 42 cars have started. The competition has been incredible today, and with David Hobbs, along with Brock Yates and Ned Jarrett, will be here to bring you the action until the finish.
We got a right decent crowd today.
There they go again.
Yeah.
Cale Yarborough and Dale Earnhardt, both non-winners in this event. Yarborough, after years of trying, Earnhardt, a relative newcomer, continue to hammer each other around the mile-and-a-half track. There's Earnhardt being pushed to the outside as Yarborough gathers the inside groove. In third is David Pearson. Out of turn number 2, Yarborough down low. Here they are, still wheel to wheel in the early going, with now 18 laps complete. Pearson closing ground.
Pearson and Darrell Walsh have been there. Very closely followed by Benny Parson.
Another car erupting an engine, car number 74. Belching smoke, and he'll be coming in. Or it could be header smoke. Car number 74, Bobby Wowak of Villa Park, Illinois, running slowly. Lenny Pond, number 12, who was in an early shunt today, is also bringing his car on pit road. Wowak continuing to run after looking for a while like it might be all over for him. There's Wowak.
Well, he's had the black flag, so he'll have to stop next time round.
And there are the leaders, still tight together. Number 11, Cale Yarborough, number 2, Earnhardt.
And even in a multiple draft, they still seem to have the ability to pull away from anybody else in this field in this early stage of the race. That could change, of course, as time goes on, but at the moment, Cale Yarborough and Dale Earnhardt seem to have a lock on this race.
Bobby Wowak on pit road, number 74. We've already had 2 caution periods today. We've had 1 car out of the race. Number 9, Bill Elliott, has retired. And we may see the end of number 12, Lenny Pond, right here. Leadership battle is in turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Here's Earnhardt back to the inside as they continue to put a lot of pressure on each other really early in the going, David. A good battle for 7th place as Bobby Allison and Buddy Baker side by side a bit further back. Here they come. There is Allison and Baker swinging through. As matters stand, lead car still was Yarborough. Earnhardt around the outside, does it again. 20-lap rundown shows car number 22 picking up a spot and moving up with the leaders. Ricky Rudd begins to fight his way through.
Bobby Warwack, car number 74, getting mixed up with the leaders there as they put a lap on him.
He is back on the track. Smoking situation gone away on that car. There are 23 laps complete.
There's an incredible race going on for about 12th or 13th position, which includes Donnie Allison amongst his number.
Allison will change teams and will drive the car Lenny Pond was in for today's race. Works his way in car number 18 through that very thick battle back in 11th, 12th, 13th position. Still Earnhardt on the point. Second place car, Cale Yarborough. Waltrip playing the waiting game. Remember, Waltrip is looking for his third win here. There's Richard Petty, still holding on in car number 43, and he's trying to get back through the field after he was in that wild spin early in the going. Making up time, Richard Petty, after looping the car with a three-car shot of the main straightaway that brought out the first caution. Waltrip closes right up on the leaders. Trouble at turn number 2, a car in the center of the track. A car has crashed in the center of the track coming out of turn number 2. Everybody taking evasive action. It is John Greenwood, the sports car driver, making his first effort in a stock car and ending up a little short. The Jim Testa car. And John Greenwood has a lot to learn about stock car racing. Leaders coming on pit road. Earnhardt coming in. Yarborough pitting. David Pearson in number 1 comes on pit road. The leaders taking on right side tires. This happening in the 26th lap. Lap number 26. A long way to go. 374 still to be run out. Greenwood all by himself. Car looking a little disturbed up there.
Used, I'd say.
Looks like the front end is frowning as you stare at it here.
It is frowning. You'd frown if you'd run into the wall at 160 mile an hour.
Wrecker's going out to pick up sports car driver John Greenwood after he has crashed in the second turn. Leaders coming around, and the new leader in the race would have been Benny Parsons. He's electing to pit, as is Darrell Waltrip, Neil Bonnet, Bobby Allison, Buddy Baker, Donnie Allison, all coming in. A break for Richard Petty. This will put him back in the hunt.
Yeah, right. He had an incredibly wild spin here, right on the front straight, got on the grass, and must have spun for 600 or 700 feet.
27. Well, there you see car number 88, the Jim Testa car, just sitting there on the track.
68, I hope.
John, there's the car crashing into the wall as he lost it on the inside and rocketed across the track. The Jim Testa car being driven by John Greenwood. Well-known Can-Am driver, well-known 24-hour driver, but this very tricky mile-and-a-half track reaches out and grabs the sports car giant, who's been in retirement for 3 years, and eliminates him early in the going. Here's Blackie Wengren of Bloomington, Minnesota. Remember Wengren involved in that tragic crash at Daytona earlier this year in one of the 125-mile races, when one of the rookies in the campaign lost his life. On pit road, Ty Scott now evacuating, and pit road is pretty much clear. Wengren is still in. In the retiree list, we now stand at 3. Bill Elliott is out. Number 68, John Greenwood is out. And I believe we've seen the end of car number 12, Lenny Pond. We're waiting for confirmation on number 12, the Pond car, which was in an early shunt, came out and ran a few more laps and looked like it was having trouble. Back comes Donnie Allison into the pits, and does car number 4. This is Lenny Pond's car is back in the garage area. And let's look at a slow-mo of what happened to car number 88, David Hobbs.
68.
68.
Well, this is John Greenwood, the sports car driver, as you so aptly describe him. He used to build his own cars, made some fantastically wild Chevrolet Corvettes. But here he is, spinning in turn 2. Up to the wall and severely damaging the left side of the car, staying up on the wall so far, which is exactly the right thing to do in a stock car racing situation. You want to stay right up there, out of trouble. Now you see him standing by the car, with the tow car just arriving on the scene to pull his car into the garage and add him to the retiree list. He looks tall, and he is tall. He's about 6'4". He's extraordinarily tall for a sports car driver, but a disappointed one today.
Car number 95 is back on pit road another time. This is Tommy Houston of Hickory, North Carolina, who was in the Wreck Mart race yesterday. And we're not seeing any records today. We're running about 118 mile an hour average. The record up around 157 miles per hour, established by one of the giants of the game, Bobby Isaac, the late Bobby Isaac, back in 1970.
Our new leader now is Dave Marcus, car number 71, who we saw racing here yesterday. In fact, he came 4th yesterday in the 300-mile sportsman race.
Car number 67, Buddy Arrington, out of Martinsville, Virginia, now pitting. Ty Scott is in again, and the Harry Hyde car is having trouble early in the going. The car number 90 also is a little akimbo in the front end. It's a little clogged up in the aerodynamics, David.
That certainly won't help him on a long 600-mile race like this. You want everything going as smoothly as possible for at least the first 400 or 500. To get up to a bad start like that
now, we're lucky we keep one working.
Makes life difficult.
67 Arrington is away. We have now completed 29 of the 400 laps today.
Finally went off. Okay.
There's a wrecker picking up the John Greenwood car after he thrashed the machine in turn number 2.
Thrashed it into the wall. An inauspicious re-emergence to the world, the white-hot world of motor racing. Richard Childress into the pits. Looks like they're going to change left side rubber. Yeah, jacking the car up anyway.
Childress has finished in the top 10 of the points year after year, but still continues to look for his first Grand National
call
win.
the tower.
There is the 68 car, the Jim Tester car of John Greenwood, now being brought in. Meanwhile, as far as the race is concerned, car number 71, Dave Marcus, is now the leader on the field. Marcus in number 71 is running up in front. Here's John Greenwood taking a long walk. Talk about your long walks in sports. Here 'tis. So on the retiree list, we have Bill Elliott and John Greenwood having fallen by the wayside. There was the leader, Marcus, now in the pits, car number 71. Marcus now pitting. Billy Harvey of Miami, Florida. Rookie campaigner with a yellow bumper. He's as well in the pits for a moment. So the lead is handed over here to car number 53. The driver there would be Slick Johnson, a rookie, and we say sayonara to John Greenwood today after a very short day coming out in the 26th lap.
We say sayonara.
Au revoir. At 30 laps, car number 71, Marcus was in front. Slick Johnson was running in second. And Richard Petty was in third, while the 4th position was being held by James Hilton. In 5th was Terry Labonte. In the 6th position was the car number 5 of Sterling Marlin as they continue to clean the track. Running in 7th was Dale Earnhardt. In 8th was Cale Yarborough. In 9th was Donnie Allison. And the 10th position was Billy Harvey of Miami, Florida. Running in 11th was Ronnie Thomas, while in 12th was Benny Parsons. 13th was Allison. Running in 14th was car number 28 of Buddy Baker. And then following him was Ricky Rudd in 15th, with 16th belonging to the number 88 car of Darrell Waltrip.
There we see the damaged car, number 68 of John Greenwood, being towed away. Quite heavily damaged on that left front and the left rear also. So that car's going to need some tin bashing before the next outing. It'll be interesting to see if John Greenwood sticks with it and see how it develops into one of these oval stock car races.
Greenwood intends to run 4 races more this year and then run for Rookie of the Year next year with a big sponsorship and a major car effort in NASCAR Grand National Racing.
Oh, does he? Better tell me where he got it from.
Well, Jim Testa rather likes him, and I guess that's the story.
The Rookie of the Year race this year at the moment is currently being headed by Jody Ridley. Yeah, we'll fry him later on. Jody Ridley, who looks like he may well retire from this race, unfortunately, with damage received in that early incident. But he's got a pretty hefty points cushion over next man. Of course, another famous rookie this year is Kyle Petty.
Well, Bill Eswick is one of the top offshore racers in the world. He's won several races just recently in those big 38-foot cigarettes, running out of Florida, but is making a real campaign in Grand National. And Ellswick is currently second to Ridley. Slick Johnson is in third. Lake Speed was in a bad crash here in practice. He was fourth in the rookie standings, wiped his car out. They brought in another car prepared by Darrell Derringer, and that car failed to make the 42-car field.
So Ridley's position at the moment, if Slick Johnson's leading the race, or second in the race, that's going to help him in his quest for rookie points.
Buddy Baker now on pit road. Number 28, Baker, taking a long time on pit road. It'll be interesting to watch him on this restart.
Buddy Baker, of course.
Take a little time and watch Baker try to cut through the field.
Looks like he might be being pushed behind the wall.
They're having trouble on Baker's car. They're still trying to get it fired. There's a man inside the car. The field is getting ready to come down for green. Baker's car is not firing. The three-time winner of the event now fires and is away. Well, let's keep our eye on Buddy Baker and keep your eye there as well as he tries to cut through the field. This could be some wild racing.
Buddy Baker, who we saw win the Daytona 500 this year live on CBS in a record 500-mile speed for any race anywhere at over 170 miles an hour.
Well, Baker is coming from nearly half a lap down. He's really going to have to do some slicing. He is exactly half a lap down. Richard Petty is challenging rookie Slick Johnson and makes short work of him as they go to turn number 1. Slick just got slickered by Richard Petty as they go into turn number 2.
Of course, this is the trouble. When you're a rookie up there in the front of one of these restarts, it's pretty hair-raising, especially if the track is a tall slick.
Down they come in turn number 3. Richard Petty in front. Johnson falling back to 4th or 5th. Dale Earnhardt making a quick move to come up a couple of spots. At 160 miles an hour, James Hilton is into 2nd. Terry Labonte is into 3rd. Earnhardt goes to 4th. Johnson in 5th. Cale Yarborough is in 6th. 35 laps complete at turn number 1. Richard Petty is your leader after nearly having a skirmish with the wall and put him out of business a little earlier. In the back straightaway, Earnhardt down the inside in car number 2. Dale Earnhardt putting the pressure on Terry Labonte. Labonte going high, Earnhardt inside.
Terry Labonte, of course, is one of the guys that Dale Earnhardt beat out to become Rookie of the Year last year. Terry Labonte was a very successful rookie, but not successful enough. Dale was Rookie of the Year last year and is leading the point standing this year.
Back into turn number 1 on the outside. Earnhardt is pulled into 2nd spot. Dale Earnhardt is into 2nd place. He's closing on Richard Petty. It's still Hilton running in 3rd, but hold the phone. Here comes Cale Yarborough on the inside, looking for running room. Trying to cut through traffic is the Junior Johnson car. He goes underneath Labonte. He comes up to the outside on Hilton. As they come back to the start-finish line. On the outside, Cale Yarborough is making a move. Meanwhile, Petty is challenged by Earnhardt. Meanwhile, Baker is still way out back and trying to close ground. He is out of everything at the present time, praying for caution flag.
Of course, Buddy Baker just could not be in a worse position because he has no draft. He has nothing to help him at all. Meanwhile, the leaders, of course, are locked in a big draft and are pulling up on him.
Cale Yarborough closing on Richard Petty. Top 3 cars go into turn number 1. Yarborough down the inside. Yarborough puts some pressure on Petty. Yarborough down low. He has the man. Cale Yarborough into 2nd spot. He's never won this race. Petty's won it twice. Earnhardt has never won. Back straightaway. Earnhardt in the lead. Here comes Yarborough down to the bottom. As they go into the turn, Earnhardt throws the block, holding Cale Yarborough off another time. In the main straightaway, Baxter Price is pitting, car number 45. In 4th position, Labonte. In 5th is David Pearson. 6th is Hilton. 7th is Donnie Allison. Look at that battle back in 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th spot, making real war. Labonte stays in 4th. Pearson is in 5th. And now you see David Pearson challenging. There's the battle going down the back straightaway. Pearson on the outside. He pulls up a spot. David Pearson back to 4th. Battle for the lead is side by side. On the inside, Yarborough on the outside. It's car number 2, Earnhardt, and they lean on each other one other time. Swapping paint coming down the main straightaway in a fantastic scramble. Earnhardt not being intimidated by the veteran Cale Yarborough.
Cale Yarborough, of course, as everybody knows, is built like a bull. And, of course, he's really built for this 600-mile race. And there is Cale Yarborough putting a move on Dale Earnhardt again. You can see his arms in there working that car. Those cars inches apart as they go through 4.
Yarborough sliding his car out in front that time. Baker is back in the pits. Buddy Baker pitting car number 28. Trouble on Baker's car, the 3-time winner. Buddy Baker is in.
Richard Petty, who didn't qualify terribly well in this race, is hanging on to those 2 leaders extraordinarily well. He qualified 9th on row 5, but he's hanging on to Dale Earnhardt and Cale Yarborough, who have led pretty well the whole race so far, with the exception of caution laps.
Pearson is to 4th, and right behind him comes Donnie Allison into 5th in the Will Cronkite car. And that's a real surprise. Baker says sayonara.
He also is out of the race.
Yes, definitely. Yes. So Buddy Baker retires.
Buddy Baker, who qualified 3rd.
Four cars have now retired from the race. 43 laps complete. 357 laps to go. Petty is in 3rd. David Pearson in 4th. And the story is Donnie Allison running in 5th position. He's being challenged by Bobby Allison in the backstretch. There's that battle. There you see them. David Pearson in 4th. Right behind him, Donnie Allison and his brother, Bobby Allison. They won back-to-back here in 70 and 71, the Allison brothers, the Alabama gang. And here they are, running currently in the 5th and 6th position.
Well, Donnie Allison will be particularly anxious to overtake that number 1 car of David Pearson's, because that's the car that Donnie Allison was removed from a few weeks ago. David Pearson picked up the drive, and Donnie Allison was just given this car number 18 this weekend as a one-off deal, and so he would very much like to beat that car, of course.
Cale Yarborough at number 11 sweeping around the outside, as still the pressure is applied by Earnhardt working away on the back bumper. Let's go to Ned Jarrett in the pits.
Earlier this afternoon, Buddy Baker fell out on the 41st lap. What happened, Buddy?
Ned, I really don't know. The car was missing from the very beginning and never run a clear lap the whole race. Yesterday it was perfect. I did notice this morning when I heard him shooting a timing on the car, you know, it sounded a little peculiar, but he said everything checked out good. So, he's a great engine man. It's just a shame something like that had to happen, because it was really a good car for here.
And especially here at your hometown.
Yeah, well, we got more races when we be back again.
Well, that's a disappointed Buddy Baker going out here this early, but he'll be back the next one.
An incredible battle is developing for 3rd position. And guess who's there? Donnie Allison is challenging. Car number 50 is in the wall. Car 50 has socked the wall. Bruce Hill from Topeka, Kansas is in the wall. So we have the 4th caution flag of the day. And there's where Bruce Hill walloped the fence. I mean, he nailed it. We're going to see a lot of this today, David.
Well, the new track has definitely raised speeds here, and some of the guys just can't really handle it so well. The cars aren't used to it, the engines aren't used to going to bars.
But as much, I would think it may be a story of broken wheels here today. Yesterday, we saw 2 wheels break and come off automobiles, and everybody's plowing up into the fence as if the suspension just isn't taking to this new oval, to the new asphalt. And they keep crowding up into the wall.
They're getting so much grip. with this new asphalt, and as you say, it's working hard on these suspension systems. Now he's hit the front, obviously split the radiator, he may have split a couple of oil lines, so there's going to be a cleanup session here, which should take some minutes.
Michael. In replay, let's look again.
Well and truly nailed up on the wall there, Bruce Hill, car number 50. But he's doing the right thing. You see, he's holding that car up against that wall. There's no way he wants to slip down into the jaws of the oncoming traffic, which has so tragically happened before in NASCAR racing. People hit the wall and they tend to think, well, they're alive, everything's okay, and
everyone is in the pits. Everyone is in. All the leaders taking this opportunity. And about in the same position, approximate position of Greenwood, we see the car of Bruce Hill coming to rest.
It couldn't be much closer, could it? It's absolutely right in the same place. There we see Neil Bonner, the Wood brothers. Being challenged by Richard Petty in pit lane. Another car going behind pit wall.
Tommy Gale's number 64 coming back, and it looks like they want to try to get back in the race. He is from McKeesport, Pennsylvania, number 64, Tommy Gale. All the leaders had pitted. You can see the fluid running out of car number 50. Here's number 90, Jody Ridley in, and you can see the front end is scrunched up on that machine.
You can see the front end damage there, which he sustained in that early crash. Very high-speed crash. And that's about as bad a damage as was in that crash, which is pretty amazing. Ty Scott.
The Harry Hyde car coming back on the track. Harry Hyde won this race on one occasion.
Secret numbers there being written on tires, which no one but the tire man knows. But even he forgets.
It's probably the odds of where he figures the car's going to finish.
I think what it is wear, probably in millimeters.
67 Arrington coming out. There you see car number 19. It has a new shoe there today. John Anderson, one of the rookie drivers out of Massillon, Ohio, in car number 19. This is a terrific driver from the Midwest. Hope to see a lot more of him in coming years. And the Wrecker Brigade moves out. Happy little elephants are having a wonderful day. They've got more work out than anything else here. Bonnet is in another time.
About to guillotine the mechanic. Looks to me like he's probably putting a little bit more spring on that. I was speaking to Glenn Wood, the crew chief, and he said the car was loose in practice. I think what they've probably done there was try and inject a little bit more understeer or push into the car number 21 of Neil Bonner.
James Hilton, car number 48, has the opportunity to lead once again. James Hilton of Inman, South Carolina, who has 2 Grand National wins to his credit. One on the Super Speedway, the world's fastest track at Talladega, Alabama. And the second was on a short track. I believe Richmond, Virginia was his other victory.
That's quite right.
52 laps complete. Hilton is in front, and the Sanyo car, number 7, is now running in second place with Richard Brooks, while Ricky Rudd shows in third. The number 89 car would be your 4th place car, Jim Vandiver, out of Charlotte, North Carolina, with the 5th place car, number 4, being driven by Connie Saylor from over Nashville, Tennessee way. In the 6th position is car number 71, which is Dave Marcus, followed by number 42 in 7th spot, and that would be Kyle Petty running up there. In the 8th position, number 95, Tommy Houston. And as you see from the lap speed, this is not exactly the quickest race that's ever been run here. The old record speed was about 154 miles an hour. So a little tidy.
That man's letting air out of one of his opponent's tires. He's searching for Debbie Debris.
Pierre and Debbie are both around. And
Yeah.
pretty good numbers today, and all their family. Hey, Mike. Should we build a crash package to come on with as to why it's been so slow and show some of the... Can you hear me, Mike?
We're going to be here till 6 o'clock.
Oh, no, hold on, just hold on a second. Let me get my other headset back on.
The black flag being given to car number 73. Steve Moore. Harry Gant in pits again.
Penalty being assessed to car number 73 on pit road. He's being held a lap for passing the pace car. This is young Moore. And you can see that car number 50 definitely made pretty firm contact with the outside wall.
Boy, it sure did. Changed the sheet metal there a bit. Changed the sheet metal a lot.
They have altered the handling too.
Well, when the front wheel gets at that angle like that and the tire goes flat, it does alter the handling characteristics of the car quite a bit. It's difficult to compensate, that's the thing, and it's tiring. I mean, you can race like it, but it's just so tiring.
Did you ever race a car like that, Hobbs?
Most of my cars are like that when I finish racing.
Number 7 now has the lead as the Bruce Hill car is brought back in.
I think we can safely say that that car is retired.
The number 7 is Richard Brooks of Porterville, California. And incidentally, on your font, hello, Mike. Hey, Michael. Thank you.
12:45 p.m. and they had an accident. Bill Whittington has a broken right leg. Dick Ferguson has a broken foot and unser leaves. Yes.
Come on, fire truck, let's go home.
You're talking too loud.
You're bleeding.
Hey,
You have a Nancy Booker
Those
voice.
guys get back in that truck. Let's get back in the hole.
Diane, you're bleeding.
He said close your very... I can't say that.
One of them
Wait a
is.
minute.
Well,
These pretty people are talking to me. This is the first time Dick Brooks has ever...
Yeah, Moose, go ahead.
First time Dick Brooks has ever led here. Bobby, that number 7 should say Porterville, California, not Spartanburg, South Carolina.
All right, we'll get him. You got an ambulance
Porterville,
over
California for Richard Brooks.
there? Put him in the ambulance and send him in, Moose. Come on.
Right. Who are they putting in the ambulance?
Somebody's been put in an ambulance.
Yeah, right. Can you put Gasaway back on? I want to hear what that is.
Must be Bruce Hill.
Call 74. Okay, ambulance over in the third.
Call 74. Well, no, you can get the ambulance in the third turn, yeah. Moose, tell that ambulance to hurry up. We got to go.
Voice of Bill Gasaway trying to get this restarted. This new surface, which has made the track
All
so
right,
much
you finish
faster,
through the
has also
infield
made it
and,
more
we'll
wreck
get
prone.
one to go when they get here.
1 to go, and they come by this time. Well, it's Indianapolis, big accident. Bill Whittington has a broken leg. Dick Ferguson has broken his foot. And one of the Unser brothers is out in front.
Debris, but do me a favor in the future, leave somebody can man that radio because I was trying to call you.
Number 5, the Sterling Marlin. Jim Stacy owned car is
Says
still.
Unser is
Yeah, I
leading.
got
I don't know which
something
one.
stalled down
Which
there.
Bobby Unser is leading.
Hold you 1 to go. I got one stalled
Do you
down there
think we
and 1
should
and
build
2.
a wreck package?
Which
we come on
one
to
of you
show why
guys
this
got a
race
record
is so
down there?
slow?
36, you got a record?
On a wreck package? I just asked. Got nothing else to do. Hello.
You're not only going to miss the 8:30 flight tonight, you'll probably miss tomorrow morning's 8:30 flight. Jody Ridley in the pits. Judy Dunleavy correcting in an immaculate team manager fashion. Exactly.
What comes on after 60 minutes that we might interrupt to get this over? Ned Jarrett.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ned,
Yes.
are they blowing tires? Are they cutting tires? What stuff is on the wall? Greenwood and all these guys that keep hitting the wall.
Well, we've seen a couple of tires that have been deflated that's been taken off of some cars, but I don't know if that's what's causing the problem out on the racetrack.
Can you just get a couple of interviews so we know what's going on
Yeah.
with
Okay.
Bruce Hill and Greenwood? Find out what happened.
Hello, Ken.
Go ahead, Brock Yates.
Yeah, the problem is simply this. The racetrack is so sticky and the tire combinations are so good that the cars are coming unstuck without any warning. And all the good guys, I've talked to all the crew chiefs of the faster cars, and all the guys are saying the racetrack's terrific. But apparently the less proficient out there, just there's no warning. And 1 minute the car's holding on fine, and the next minute it's in the wall. So it's not the racetrack's fault, although both Petty and Bonnet have had some tire problems, but it seems to be an isolated situation because Haas Ellington told me they didn't even bother to change on the last stop. So it doesn't seem to be anything relatable to the racetrack surface other than the fact that it's so smooth and so sticky that if you're not really with the car, you're going to get it in the wall.
Well, if the less proficient are not up to it, this is incredibly good news for the Ken Squire School of Advanced Driving.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah. He will deport himself with his customary.
Do you want me to do anything else on that tire
Business will
situation?
triple overnight.
Okay.
We'll let you know when it's one to go. Is that
I tell you what, I would like to make reference to that in my opener, if that's all right.
Sure.
No.
one to go, one to go.
1 lap to go. Dick Brooks leads. 89 is second. Jim Lander, car number 4. Connie Saylor. Tommy Houston.
Yeah.
36 hours.
Go ahead, 36.
6 hours. Ready to go.
Thank you.
Man down.
All right, let's go. Did he pass the leader? Was he on the inside of the leader?
Behind number 7. He backed up now and go back back. He pulled up past him on the outside.
Well, who the leader was Bruce.
Race is back under green with car number 7 being shown as the leader. Richard Brooks is out in front. And Brooks seems to pull away a little here. Drawing a bead, Richard Brooks fires up car number 7 and tries to draw away to get himself a couple of laps out in front. There's some lap money here today, so the former winner in Talladega, Brooks is taking advantage of the situation.
And in 4th and 5th spot, we have Darrell Waltrip and David Pearson, who will try and hunt down that leader, Dick Brooks, being followed by Connie Saylor and Donnie Allison, who's up there in car number 18, putting on a good show this afternoon.
Allison now rides in 2nd spot. Donnie Allison goes into turn number 1 with the 18 car, a lap car sandwiched in there. Number 4 is in 2nd place. Correction, Connie Saylor runs in 2nd. He's challenging number 7 for the lead as car number 18 gets into it. There's Connie Saylor down the inside of the G.C. Spencer automobile. He takes the lead. Back they come with Connie Saylor now in front. Richard Brooks in 2nd. Donnie Allison drops on the inside. Donnie Allison booting his way into 2nd place. Coming with him is Darrell Waltrip. 75, Bill Ellswick slows down on the main straightaway as they go into turn number 1. Leaders in the backstretch.
Look at that lead bunch, all struggling to get past Connie Saylor. Donnie Allison up there in second position. Darrell Waltrip going underneath Donnie Allison.
9 cars in that lead battle. 9 automobiles fighting for first. Connie Saylor in front. Waltrip comes to the outside. Donnie Allison staying right with him in third. And here's David Pearson dropping to the inside.
Underneath Donnie Allison in Donnie Allison's old car, the number 1.
They ramble down into turn number 3.
Donnie seems to be able to hold him off.
Connie Saylor doing a nice job with what had been the Waylon Jennings car. Here is car number 4 back to the line. The crowd loves it. A black flag was just put out, and it may have been on Saylor. Black flag is out, and I'm not sure for whom, but it was put over that front pack. There's also a digital light to indicate a number. 88, Waltrip stays right up in there. Let's see this time which of those leaders that black flag is for. Coming around another time, checking on who the black flag is for, the consultation flag as they come to the line.
I think it's number 89, because when they had the restart, he overtook Dick Brooks. Yeah.
Jim Vandiver being black flagged, and Yarborough is in. Unscheduled stop for Cale Yarborough. The hood is up.
Uh-oh.
And the man who's tried to win it since 1963 is still in there.
The problem with these short track races, relatively short, mile and a half, is that he could find himself a lap down, which he's about to do any second now.
Overheating the situation on car 11. Waltrip has the lead.
And Cale Yarborough is 1 lap down.
Car number 4, Connie Saylor, making a heck of a run out here. Vandiver still on the racetrack. Number 89. Black flag has been given to him. They're telling him on the radio to come in now. The average speed has slowed incredibly to 104 miles per hour. There's the battle going for third spot now. Pearson dropping back. They have Donnie Allison showing a lap down.
I don't remember him losing a lap.
I don't recall him losing a lap. Donnie right in the hunt. Donnie Allison stays right with the leaders. Waltrip appropriating first place. Second spot goes to Earnhardt. Donnie Allison dropping to third. 5 cars officially retired. Bill Ellswick, the rookie, is being pushed. He may be dropping out of the race, the rookie, but he may not have retired. He may try to do some work on that car and get him back out again. We're checking on Donnie Allison at number 18 to see if he has gone a lap down. 18, Donnie Allison. There's Bill Ellswick's number 75. Currently second in the rookie standings, and another lead change taking place now. Earnhardt just fires his way through, and indeed, Donnie Allison in the Will Cronkite car has gone 1 lap down. Allison, Donnie, car number 18, a lap back. Allison Bobby still up there in the top 10, running in 7th position. Leader is Earnhardt. In turn 2, Waltrip staying in second spot, then the lap car of Donnie Allison. Watch them all the way around the track, 360 degrees. Earnhardt behind the car of Jim Vandiver as they come back to the line.
That's the car that was black flagged just a few moments ago. They stopped and delayed him for jumping the restart, and now he's gone back behind the leader, Dale Earnhardt, Darrell Waltrip. Donnie Allison a lap down. Right behind him, David Pearson. Right behind him, Bobby Allison. Those two will be in third and fourth position.
"70 laps complete. Long haul to go on this one. 105 miles only have been completed. Looks like it may be the slowest one in history, as the first 100 miles have had 4 very serious caution flags with cars careening off the walls around this track.
So the potential speed is way up, but in fact at the moment it's way down. And the only thing that is consistent so far has been Dale Earnhardt. He's the most consistent leader in this race so far. He and Yarborough seem to have a bit of a lock on it early on. Yarborough's gone back a lap now with engine problems, and he may not see the end of this race. And Donnie Allen
Have a blown engine on, I believe, Cecil Gordon down at turn number 1. Number 24 from Horseshoe, North Carolina, Cecil Gordon blows an engine as he comes out of turn number 2. There is Cecil Gordon down the back straightaway. And he untethers the engine on car number 24, which will bring out the caution for the 5th time. No caution as yet. We have had a blown engine. There is no caution coming on. But Cecil Gordon in number 24 is OUT. Donnie Allison pitting another time, car number 18.
That's where his lap went the first time, an unscheduled stop. And he's changing the tires again.
A high attrition rate. 6 of the 42 now out, 100 miles into the race. Cecil Gordon going right back to the orange area. Kept the track dry. And lap number 70. Earnhardt stays in front with 70 laps complete. 105, and there's Neil Bonnet in for right side tires.
Now he's only just changed his right side tires. They must be having a problem with tires on this new surface. It's not particularly hot today. It could be extremely hot down here.
Crash in turn number 1. Ty Scott has socked the wall. Ty Scott has hit the wall in turn 1.
And that will definitely bring out the caution.
Ty Scott running in the 14th position in the Harry Hyde car has crashed in almost the identical place that Dale Earnhardt crashed yesterday while leading the event, where John Greenwood crashed early in the going, where Bruce Hill has been knocked out of the event. Now it becomes the end of the day for Ty Scott. Backed into the wall, sliding along the barrier. Ty Scott, David, having a short one.
Yeah, I was talking to Ty Scott this morning in pit lane, and he seemed to be very confident. He felt the car was good. He ran yesterday afternoon after the 300, got to know the new surface with the rubber down, and felt very happy, and Harry Hyde seemed pretty happy as well. But obviously there he is backed into the wall up at turn 1, gave it a pretty good clout, slides to the bottom of the banking, just misses the traffic. There's David Pearson in the pits, changing left side rubber. Cale Yarborough back in the pits. Can he? He might be able to get that lap back, but he just lost on this caution. I would have thought it would have paid him to perhaps stay out, get the lap back, and then make his pit stop. There we see Ty Scott being hooked up to the wrecker. I would say that car will be out for the day. You never know with these NASCAR guys. They're a pretty tenacious lot. They tend to hang in there when they can. But I think that that car is out.
We're under caution for the 5th time today, 5th caution of the afternoon.
There's Connie Saylor, who's doing very well in this race. He was running 4th. He qualified in 19th on the 10th row. Not normally running too close to the front of these NASCAR races, but putting on a good show this afternoon here at Charlotte. There's Jody Ridley with his car quite badly damaged in that first accident. There's some debris, looks like a bit of tyre casing. The side of the road, that'll be turn 1. Part of Ty Scott's car, I imagine. There's number 3, Richard Childress, pulling out of the pits. Number 71, Dave Marcus's car. 39, Blackie Wankren. A mass exodus from the pits there. Under caution yet again.
Well, 5 cautions will definitely give us a record, but it won't be for the fastest race, that is for sure.
There's David Pearson's pit crew. Used to be Donnie Allison's pit crew. So that's one car that Donnie really wants to beat, although he is, in fact, as we know, a lap down now.
Well,
Ty Scott's car being pulled in.
They keep leaning on the wall up in turn number 1 and ending up down in turn number 2 with a caution flag out. 3 different caution incidents, all created in the same position, going into number 1. As the car gets loose, careens into the wall, and you can see that car took a lot of impact on the left front, David.
Well, there's one thing you can say about Ty Scott. He certainly made his mark today.
That is perhaps the worst joke you have ever made.
And that is saying something, because they're all pretty bad.
And Harry Hyde will be after you with a wrench.
Car not togged out well today. Ty Scott qualified 15th at 161.5 miles an hour. He was one of those cars that was inside the old lap record qualifying speed, I believe.
Indeed he was. Of course, Harry Hyde has had cars on the pole here. There's some more debris. Those that's a piece of rubber.
I'm not sure whether that's debris or garbage. 1 lap to go.
Somebody really had a tire come apart, David.
Jim, I got the problem solved.
Well, I think most of that's Ty Scott's rubber. As we can see, the left rear, of course, is totally ruined.
Yeah, it could be from just dragging that thing around.
Could be.
Both rear tires down. Now that would be like driving in a taxi cab over the 59th Street Bridge.
Listen to it. Sounds a bit like that car you took me to the airport in the other day.
David, that was a brand new car.
Oh, what about that? Car's coming up for a restart in turn 3.
Start ready.
Yes, sir. All right, Judge, drop in the hole. Let's go.
Ready for green.
James Hilton annexes the lead.
That's right. And old James has had a heck of a day.
He has.
Second time he's led this race. Here he comes back to the line. Waltrip closes up. James Hilton out in front, making a real spirited effort. James Hilton from Inman, South Carolina, dropping back to third. Stayed out there, and twice he stuck the nose of number 48 into the lead. Palatine Automotive car. Earnhardt in the Australian automobile is in first. The Nygaard car of Darrell Waltrip is in second. Remember, Waltrip trying to become the first man in history to ever win this race 3 straight times. That's never been done.
No, it's never been won 3 times in a row before either.
Here's James Hilton running third.
In front of Bobby Allison. Car number 15, the Warner Hodgson car. Also has the name of the California Lieutenant General, Lieutenant Colonel on the
Lead
side of it.
battle back in turn 3. Here's Waltrip getting underneath. Number 2, Earnhardt. I'll tell you, we may see some of these leaders getting set over into the fence. We saw it happen to Earnhardt yesterday. Going down into turn number 1. Allison trying the inside of James Hilton. Let's find out what's happening to these cars up in turn number 1. Ned Jarrett standing by with one of the drivers who couldn't retrieve his car.
And that's Ty Scott of Penn Argyle, Pennsylvania. Ty, what happened over there?
We blew a tire just going over the hump, going into one, and the right rear tire blew, and he just turned the car right around a circle.
We've had at least 3 cars wreck in the same place over there. Is there anything in particular?
No, I don't know. The car was feeling a little loose there anyway, but That time there, I just heard it pop and it just turned the car around so quick I didn't, you know, there's nothing much I could do about it.
Well, Ken, the situation might be different for the various drivers over there. His, of course, was a blown tire. The others have just lost control.
So the old bump in turn number 1 is still claiming its victims, David.
So it would seem, and I can tell you, if the tire pops on one of these cars in these 165-mile-an-hour corners, as Ty says, there's not a heck of a lot you can do about it.
Third spot is still Bobby Allison. Fourth, Benny Parsons. Fifth, Richard Petty. Sixth, Cale Yarborough. Front six are in turn number 1. The 2 leaders drawing about a second away from the field. There's the rest of that field, and look at that little chase going down out of turn number 2.
James Hilton, who led this race for 2 laps now, being pushed back into 10th place by David Pearson and Donnie Allison.
Cale Yarborough is still being shown with the leaders now, back in the lead lap. Check number 11 and tell me if he's in the lead lap. Number 2, Earnhardt, stays in front. We have now completed 85 laps. There are 85 laps completed.
Only 480.
315 to go. Well, Bill Elswick is back on the track in number 75. He came in for a while, worked on the car, has taken it back out another time.
He's also using up rather a lot of track.
Earnhardt, the hardest new prospect in racing, still in front, and there comes Richard Petty along with David Pearson, Donnie Allison, all scooting down into turn number 3. Just in front of them is the Cale Yarborough car running in 5th, getting ready to put some fuel in car number 1, David Pearson's car there.
Dale Earnhardt's put a bit of daylight between himself and Darrell Waltrip. Dale Earnhardt leading this race. Darrell Waltrip lying second. Of course, very anxious to win this race to make it his 3rd straight victory.
Cale Yarborough is 1 lap down.
There's Benny Parsons taking 3rd spot.
And Yarborough is a lap down to the leaders. Cale Yarborough 1 lap down, so the standings are Earnhardt 1st, Waltrip 2nd, Parsons 3rd, Bobby Allison 4th, Richard Petty 5th, David Pearson 6th, Neil Bonnet, I believe, in 7th. In 8th is Richard Childress, running the 9th position, would be car number 4, the Connie Sailor machine, with 10th position belonging to Dave Marcus, and going 11th is car number 42, Kyle Petty. The 12th position, number 53, and that is Slick Johnson, the rookie in the race. He's doing well today.
Well, Kyle Petty, of course, is also a rookie, so he must be leading the rookie race at the moment.
And there's that interval between the first automobiles and the battle going on behind them.
I don't quite see how Dale Earnhardt suddenly seems to put rather a lot of ground between himself and Darrell. I don't know whether Darrell's having trouble or whether he's just hanging in there. Still an awful long way to go in this World 600 for Charlotte.
Earnhardt first came here in 1956, the newcomer among the Giants. Had a very poor day, finished in 25th. Did not run in 77, came back here in 78. Not much of a day. And then last year he placed 3rd in the event after qualifying 16th.
You must have read that somewhere.
Magic memory, Mr. Memory.
Mr. Memory.
That's memory. Car number 2, Earnhardt, still very much in front. Now has himself about 3 seconds on the 2nd place car of Darrell Waltrip. Oh, a blown engine at turn 1. Big smoker for Moore, car number 73.
That's Steve Moore. He's already had trouble at turn 1 once. Been black flagged once.
Car 73, Moore, will become the 8th retiree of the day as he blows up an engine. That will bring out the 6th caution. I tell you, we're in a record situation for caution flags in this race, David.
Have to buy a whole bunch of new ones. They'll wear them out. Dale Earnhardt crosses the line. handsomely in front of his immediate pursuer, Darrell Waltrip. And Benny Parsons, who's coming on very strongly this afternoon. Be nice to see Benny Parsons do well. Good idea.
Be up all afternoon.
Hello, Ken.
Let's go to the garage area with Ned Jarrett.
Well, Ken, earlier this afternoon, Cale Yarborough got one lap down when they had to add water. They think they had an air pocket in it, just did not have it filled with water when they started the race today. They've been running some 100 miles or so since they filled it up, and everything is okay.
Hello there, Ned.
Hello, David. Where are you located now? I said David. Brock, okay. Oh, who?
Hello, Ned.
Hello, Brock. Where are you?
I'm down at the David Pearson pit. Just
okay, we got you.
Let's go to Brock Yates in the pits.
This is Brock Yates in the pits. I'm on my way to the men's room.
Hiya, Brock. How's it doing down there, kid? Is the excitement gripping you?
It's no picnic down here, I'll tell you. We've run out of hot dogs in several of the concession stands, and it's not easy, believe me.
Yeah, I hear fine. Darrell Waltrip pointing at the sky as he went past the starter stand, and the starter looking anxiously upwards. Does this mean it's raining out there? Is it raining on your bald pate, Brock? And Blackie Wangren's pointing to the sky as well. Rain at the fourth turn. That's all we need.
On the radio, are they reporting rain anywhere?
Yeah.
Well, who saw what happened? I was trying to get
the caution car. The caution car was beyond Jimmy.
You don't work for the caution car.
Well, let me say what I saw. The caution car was about the
We got rain in the fourth turn.
What's happened at Indy? Anything or nothing?
The caution car was
Oh, it's raining on the box here now.
Six side, 21 in here. He come back out on the track and he just pulled up behind the caution car. He did not pass. Jimmy didn't hold it.
It's raining quite hard down here. Look at the track. That pit entrance. Look. Is that wet, something?
Is that right?
It is too. Nice.
Yeah.
You got any sandwiches? Oh, give me a V8.
Well, you better check to see if he ate about.
Speedway.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
We're getting heavy rain out there now, Bill. See it?
Yeah.
Get Mars to get on 3. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Jimmy, did you judge that 21 off the 40 car that we were picking up as a base car?
Don't do that.
You don't do that now. On that particular lap, you judge him off of the car that we're going to pick up.
Get Mars to get on 3. Tell Mars to go to 3. No, wait a minute.
No, Judge, just stand by.
Tell Mars to go to 3.
Okay, Morris, how about you getting on 3 with Lance?
Keep rolling with this thing for a few minutes.
Go ahead. I know the rain coats up there, he used it out to all these guys, but they got all got them hit, and I can't find them.
Don't get your ass,
Much good if they hide them.
get your ass wet there.
It's on. Right there, dude, that black box of Oscar, the ball ain't through, is in there.
Don't write the names on the damn big black pencil, then we
Right,
can see who's
right,
folded.
down in the back, on the right-hand side of the trailer. Pull the top of that down if there's still white ring full.
All right, let me explain this to you. If the 21 was legal, he has to pass the pace car, he's a lap down. If he don't pass it, he's a lap down. That's right. If he was...
Yellow. Yes, sir. Well, we're sitting here running in a rain shower under caution right now, Bill. 99. Coming up on 100 right now. There's an isolated pocket right here, Bill. Weather Bureau estimates about 10 minutes. And then about another pretty good one, about an hour behind it. So I think we might
Can you tell us about the 87 car?
get this thing drive, give us another
Okay,
hour,
Lance.
we might get
You
there.
need to get Morris notified or whoever's having scoring down there to take any lead laps away from 21
No,
at
we've
that time.
been a couple of
Give
minutes.
them
Black at 87 did.
Give them to the 48.
What's happening up there?
There's 89 Mars
had
with
the
black
48.
flag. 87's the one we
They
got
did?
questioned.
Okay.
Yes, because they had the 21 a lap down to the 48.
Okay.
Okay.
Who was that? We knew that. All right, sir. 256. All right, sir. See you later.
Who's leading up there, Bill?
Whittington, we got through wrecking. For
He
smoking?
is smoking and all that does not go with barrel racing. So he has to go into pit until he stops it from smoking.
Then look at the exhaust pipe.
You look like a forest fire when he come out of the garage area. Remind everybody to keep the mics on. You guys, let's keep those mics covered up.
Raymond, why don't you fix yourself to eat now? Mind the storm. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, let's let him go to 3. I don't understand you guys. We give you a raincoat that'll fold up the size of a postage stamp and can't get none of you to carry it with you.
Yeah, but I believe the rest of those down 87. This community play dig, you can get through it and beat
You can get full, I guess.
Hey, Raymond, that's good pie over there now. The cherry pie ain't too good, but that other's all right.
And that's chicken and rice down in that. All right, Judge, bring it in the hole. Got a little traffic down here being pushed, Judge. Find out.
Going into the 112th lap. David Pearson has the lead. The track is a little raw.
Oh, crash on the front straightaway.
Bill Ellswick at number 75 has gone head on the wall right at the start-finish line going down to turn number 1. Ellswick on the start, crashing as he was tagged from behind, slamming the wall, the rookie. And caution is coming on once again. Racing back to the stripe, and this is important. All 4 of those cars shooting for whatever they can get here, and it will be Pearson across the line, Waldrop in second, Neil Bonnet in third. A hard crash just on the start as Ellswick got tagged and driven, drop-kicked into the concrete. So there you see the Ellswick car. The man currently second in the rookie standings, who just won one of the big powerboat offshore races. Smashed in the tail and in the front.
He tagged that wall pretty hard.
And there's a smoker on the track as well.
That's the guy who tagged him.
Is that James Hilton? Hilton's number 48. Looking a little abused out here. What a bad break for him. Remember, he's had the lead 3 times in the race. Trying to get in now. Get some work done on the front end of that automobile.
Yes, I think that's where he ran into Ellswick and pushed the fender onto the tire, which is, you can see there the damage sustained by Ellswick's car when he ran right into that wall.
So the 7th caution, the record is 11, is peeled off. 7 cautions so far as Bill Ellswick is in contact with James Hilton on the start. Here's Hilton still huffing and puffing his way around. Doesn't want to give up any time in the pits just yet. Diane, also get me the record number of laps run under caution from Latford. Let's see how many laps we've run thus far. Huh? And how many laps have we run? About 105, I think, out of 115. Is that right?
It's terrible, isn't it?
114. 114.
You're not run 114.
Car 48 still doing all that smoking was the last car. He doesn't come in on black flag.
But
That's the 110, so it's out.
Ellswick, is he out of the car? I haven't seen him get out yet. I didn't. He must have done.
Upstairs that way.
One lap to go.
1 lap to go. Ready on a restart with David Pearson at 116 of 400 laps completed in the slowest 600 in history. That is the slowest 600 in history, isn't it? Excel.
Slowing up at turn 2, going down the back straight slow.
Slick Johnson. Oh, look at that. So far? How many laps so far? Total?
Oh, Dale Earnhardt's quick. Look at that speed at which he went past Donnie Allison there. Just flashed by him.
We are now running lap number 126 of 400 laps, and in a wreck-strewn afternoon before over 125,000 racing enthusiasts here for the $377,000 World 600, we have 19 cars in the lead lap, an extraordinary number. And look at this battle, 5 cars wide. There is James Hilton's number 48.
We have 9 cars in the lead bunch, and what a lead bunch, all over each other.
Yep. Okay. Right. Well, hold it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Start again.
Right.
Yarborough a lap down now? Everybody, is Yarborough still a lap down? You got a 120? Okay. Yep. Thank you. Michael. So in the order of things, we would come on, establish the field, and show what's happened up till now, right? Then, okay. But I do hope that if Earnhardt gets in front, we can show that incident, and we will get back to yesterday, right? Okay. Yeah, we'll have some more caution. 21 pitting. Okay, 7 cautions so far, 56 laps, right, Diane? Thank you. Hey, honey. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Sure to give me the lap, where the lap is. Anybody on the lead lap? No, thank you. I have it. I have the opening package. But that comes after we have established. Am I correct about that? Thank you. I have it written down. Great. Thanks, Ted.
You know Neil Bonnet's a lap down now.
Petty pitting.
You know Neil Bonnet's a lap down now, don't you?
No, I didn't know that.
He's just gone down a lap.
All right.
So that's wrong now. A lap down.
18 retiring. 18 retiring. Donnie Allison. Is a lap down.
It's going to rain like hell in a minute, too.
Jared says 21 is 2 laps down.
Oh, maybe it is.
21 is 2 laps down.
You got him 1 or 2 down? 21. Our man has him 1 lap down.
1. Scoring has it as 1.
Better watch it because it's going to rain like heck in a minute. It sure is. Unless it's going to go to the left of us.
11 is also a lap down, correct? Is 11 a lap down? 21 and 11 are both a lap down.
Is enjoying his 21st running of the $377,000 World 600. 42 cars have started. The competition has been incredible today. And with David Hobbs, along with Brock Yates and Ned Jarrett, will be here to bring you the action until the finish. It is an extraordinary race, but for many of the wrong reasons. We are at 149 laps, about to complete the 150th lap, which will bring us to 225 miles. 250 laps to go, and already we have had 8 caution periods. The record for a 600-mile race is 11 caution periods. Still a bit of a distance, some 75 miles away from the halfway juncture of the race. What has happened here is there is a brand new racing surface, new asphalt all the way around. It seems to grab the cars, then the cars give away, and they're colliding with the walls. We've had an extraordinary number of cars bouncing off the retainers, and we've had one sort of sun shower, but now there is a gray, haunting sky that has the crowd of 125,000 looking over their shoulder, as well as at this incredible battle, which now has 11 cars still in the lead lap fighting for first place. There are some of this tremendous throng, the largest crowd in North Carolina history, gathered to watch what is a fantastic battle, and this man, Dale Earnhardt, has been one of the leading challengers all day. Flanking him on the outside is Benny Parsons in car number 27, and there's David Pearson. And this trio continues to run together for the lead, lap after lap. Earnhardt, who is a relative newcomer to Charlotte Motor Speedway, although he was born not far from here in Kannapolis, North Carolina, and Benny Parsons, both seeking their first win here. Let's go to Brock Yates in the pits.
Ken, as you mentioned, we may be witnessing an event on a racetrack that's too good for some of the race drivers. The track surface, as you said, is brand new. It's smooth and slick as a billiard table. It is not giving any of the drivers much warning as to when they reach the limit of adhesion, and some of the less proficient have been in the wall. Moreover, the tires are beginning to chunk on some of the faster cars, and we may be facing some wheel breakage because of the very, very heavy loading that these cars are getting on this brand new smooth dirt surface. That will certainly affect the outcome of an event that has already become terribly suspenseful. Now let's go to my friend Ned Jarrett in the other end of the pit.
We're standing by Cale Yarborough's pit, who set a new track record in qualifying for this World 600 race today, but he had some trouble earlier when they had changed the water hose before starting the race, and they think they had an air pocket in it. The car overheated. They had to make an unscheduled pit stop and to add water. They now have gotten back in the same lap thanks to the last caution flag that was out. So there is Junior Johnson and his crew are jubilant now that they've been able to get back in that same lap. They've been playing catch-up all afternoon.
And catch-up it is. David Pearson leading at 150 laps. Now Benny Parsons is back in front. Let's take a look at what has happened earlier here today. As you're watching Earnhardt fighting right now with car number 27. He's trying to stay in that lead lap as he's getting ready to pit shortly. Earlier today, in the very first part of the race, look at this action coming off the corner as Cale Yarborough and Dale Earnhardt fought for the lead coming out of turn number 4. They were like that for 12 straight laps. Then, car number 12, driven by Lenny Pond and Bill Elliott, in trouble right in the main straightaway early in the going, slithering, sliding, skittering down across the start-finish line. And in replay, look how it started. Watch up against the wall. Richard Petty moves out. He and Pond are in contact. Lenny Pond's car breaks away. Elliott tried to take evasive action, and away they went. But
and
not
also
exactly
Richard
to the
Petty
races.
Richard Petty went with them too. Had a tremendously lurid spin on that grass for about 600 feet. And that was the first yellow flag.
And Petty is a lap down at the present time. There's Bill Elliott, number 9, and Lenny Pond at number 12. Earlier action today, that number 12 car soon to be driven by Donnie Allison. Finally came to a halt, brought out by the second caution of the afternoon. But that wasn't all there was to it. Shortly thereafter, as still Yarborough continued his battle with Dale Earnhardt, car number 68 from Florida, John Greenwood in the Jim Testa car, crashes in turn number 3.
He first of all spun, then as you can see, he tagged the wall with both ends of the left side of the car, stayed glued to the fence. Luckily, most of the fast traffic had already passed, and he slides down gracefully into the middle of the track. But that's the end of the day for sports car racer John Greenwood, making a return to the racetrack. Here we see the early leaders, Cale Yarborough and Dale Earnhardt fighting it out. Cale Yarborough, of course, is on the pole.
And there's Buddy Baker out of the race after winning it 3 times in 68, 72, and 73. There is Bruce Hill, Topeka, Kansas driver. He socks the wall in turn 2.
He hit the wall very, very hard, just about, as you can see, almost exactly the same spot, hard enough to actually bust through the guardrail. So there's going to be some work done on there. And he brought out another caution flag.
Then Ty Scott also wrecked the same place. We're now back with you live. We are in the 158th lap. That means they've covered 237 miles on this 1.5 mile track. And the current leader right there, Dale Earnhardt of Kannapolis, North Carolina, in the Austin car is in front. There's your second place car, right behind the leader. That is Benny Parsons, formerly the Detroit taxi cab driver, is putting a lap on Nashville, Tennessee's number 4 Connie Saylor. They sailed out into turn number 3, and it's car number 2. As you see them coming through the corner, don't forget, big fight coming up late this afternoon, right here on CBS, live from Atlantic City. Jimmy Young back in action today here on CBS. Look at this battle in first 1 and 2.
Well, this is the strongest we've seen Benny Parsons run all afternoon, but he's right up there with Dale Earnhardt, who's consistently led this race.
Slowing down, one car on the inside of the track as Benny Parsons makes a run once again on Dale Earnhardt in the World 600 from Charlotte. We are back in the 163rd lap. You're watching live the World 600 as our 125,000 enthusiasts here in Charlotte, North Carolina. The speed is only 111 miles per hour. That dates back to like 1960 when Joe Lee Johnson won the race, or 1968 when Buddy Baker first won this event. A very slow race. It's been slowed by 8 caution flags, as we reported earlier. The record is 11 for the entire race, and we're still shy of the halfway mark in this great annual racing classic. In the other major race of the day in Indianapolis, at 275 5 miles. Johnny Rutherford is in front. Pierce is in second. Bobby Unser is third, and A.J. Boyd has come to fourth. But looky here. Here is Earnhardt leading Benny Parsons by inches as they fly once again into the main straightaway. Earnhardt, who grew up in the shadow of this racetrack, now getting the opportunity to run with top flight equipment. The new superstar, Benny Parsons, right behind him, staying with him as they fight their way again down through the 27-degree banks of this racetrack.
Benny Parsons is showing a lot of form now, because up till now Dale Earnhardt's been able to drive away from the opposition every time there's been a crease situation here. When you say the average speed's 111, of course, don't let the viewers get confused. These guys now are averaging about 166 miles an hour. There's Neil Bonnet coming in. He keeps on changing those right side tires on that car. They must have the setup wrong somewhere.
Rock Yates in the pits.
Ken, I'm sorry. We've got an awful lot of noise and confusion down here. I'm in the Buddy Parrott, or the Dale Wartrip pit, and Buddy Parrott, his crew chief, has cut his finger very badly. He's a key member of the crew, and he refuses to go to the doctor. He's hanging in here. They're getting ready for a stop, but because of his involvement in the crew for the pit stop, and you know it's a very carefully choreographed team, it could very well affect the outcome of this race.
It absolutely could. He is the right front tire man when they come in. And if he's hurt, that'll hurt the team effort here today. Benny Parsons was asked earlier how he mentally and physically coped with racing 600 miles here at Charlotte, North Carolina on this mile-and-a-half track. You're watching him battle in second place. Here's how he said he coped with this deal.
If you have a chance to win, you get the adrenaline going, and it's a fast 200 miles. The first 200 is long. You know it's 600 miles, and you're trying to pace yourself physically. You're trying to pace yourself in the car as best you can, yet keep up. So the first 200-300 miles go by very, very slowly. Then when you get a chance to win, you get the adrenaline going, those last 200 go by real quick. Now, if you don't have a chance to win, it's a long ways.
That's the trouble. When you're out there on your own, these races do tend to hang by, but Benny Parsons is by no means on his own. He's lying in a very solid second spot, right behind Dale Earnhardt, current points leader in Grand National Championship racing 1980.
And they are pulling away from the field. Cars numbers 2 and 27. And to review the field, car number 2, Earnhardt, the blue and yellow car is your leader. Parsons is running in second. Bobby Allison, there you see him on the outside going into third, is in third position. And you see Cale Yarborough trying to get a lap back from him. Cale has been shown a lap down earlier. The fourth place car, as we would have it, would be car number 88, Darrell Waltrip.
I think Cale Yarborough has got his lap back on one of those cautions. He managed to get the lap back, so he is in fact now lying in fourth.
In fourth, which would drop Waltrip back to fifth. 5 cars running fairly close together, but the big story is the advantage that they put a lap on Kyle Petty of 2 and 27. They've drawn away by almost 3 seconds in the past 15 laps. Earnhardt in first, Parsons in second.
Darrell Waltrip at one stage was hanging on extremely well to Dale Earnhardt, but he doesn't seem to have that zip anymore. But of course, as Benny, we just heard Benny say, it's an awfully long race, so maybe he's just biding his time, because Darrell Waltrip very anxious to win this race, because if he does, he'll be the first man to win it 3 times in a row. There's Dale Earnhardt, the current leader, also the current leader of points in this season's racing, putting on a great show here. Absolutely tremendous.
Car number 1, David Pearson, has just pitted and is coming back on the track. Pearson in number 1, one of the 3-time winners of this event, of which there were 2, Buddy Baker, who was retired, and Pearson. But the man who's working on the real record today is Darrell Waltrip. He could become the first man to ever win it 3 times in a row.
Look at that great shot of Dale Earnhardt working away there. You can see his sleeve as he wrestles with the steering wheel, cocks his head over the door sill there, really driving it like a single seater. He's really getting down to it, hunched over the wheel. Tremendous.
Parsons moving in again on Dale Earnhardt at turn number 1. Around they go for the second turn. The David If prepared car number 27. The J.C. Elder prepared car number 2. And down out of turn number 2 into that 1,200-foot back straightaway up to about 175 miles per hour. And there is Cale Yarborough, currently shown in third. Bobby Allison has just pitted. That'll drop him back in the standings to Ned Jarrett in the pits.
He had a right front tire blistered on that car again. It was an unscheduled pit stop for him. So Bobby Allison will find himself about a lap down after having that tire problem.
There's no doubt about it. This new surface is causing trouble with the tires. Not only are the drivers finding it difficult to contend with that extra grip, but that extra grip is also taking its toll on tires and suspensions. In fact, in yesterday's case, it actually
actually ripped the wheel right off Dale Earnhardt's sportsman's car. Wheels and tires have been a big story through these weekend events and qualifying, and yesterday's 300-mile race. We'll tell you more about that later. A serious crash here yesterday. Tommy Gale of McKeesport, Pennsylvania, has been in the garage area and is now returned to the race. Car number 64. There is Parsons still hanging tough as he holds on to Dale Earnhardt. The third position now belongs to Cale Yarborough, and Darrell Waltrip running in fourth, trying to become the first man to ever win this race 3 years in a row, is about to pit. Car number 88, and as you know, they have an injured crew chief. He has a finger slashed open.
We have another natural phenomenon. There's a tremendous wind suddenly sprung up. Look at the flags flying, the garbage is being blown around, the crews are all rushing for cover, and Darrell Waltrip
portend a big storm.
It could portend a big storm.
Yellow is out. Caution is coming on the track. There is caution on the speedway. And we see Harold Kinder, the flagman, pointing toward the sky, which means that from one of the observatory towers around the track, we are into a weather situation for the second time today. And look at the wind.
That wind could play havoc with these cars even without the rain. They could find that very tricky to contend with.
Pace car about to come on the track as the old stars and bars were sprung all the way over by this wind, which has brought those flags right out straight. The crowd staying stiff in the seats right now, as this has been a remarkable event with a lot of surprise action right here in the main straightaway, and they say there is a great deal of rain coming. There you see it behind the grandstand, and the multitudes are about to take a bath.
Some of the multitudes could do with taking a bath, but not quite in this way. And there sure is a multitude here, over 125,000 people, practically every seat in the place full, the infield crammed. Tremendous traffic job getting here this morning, and it's going to be pretty exciting on the way home, but a lot of people come to watch this World 600 from Charlotte.
As they run, they are still shy of the halfway point to make it an official race. They have campaigned through 176 laps, 264 miles, 336 miles remaining in this $377,000 race, with 6 automobiles now in the lead lap. The lead car is number 2, Earnhardt. The second place car is Parsons. Being shown in third is car number 11, Cale Yarborough. Allison at 170 was in fourth. Then he pitted, which moved Darrell Waltrip into fourth, bringing the car of David Pearson up into fifth, dropping Bobby Allison back to sixth with that pit stop. So now they're holding behind the safety car as a big storm is brewing directly behind the grandstand area. There you see the back straightaway crowd nearly packed in the backstretch, as well as here in the main grandstand of the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 21st running of the World 600. 178 laps now being completed, 267 miles down. We are in the 9th caution period of the day. This one created by rain. Don't forget, great boxing action coming up. Young versus Clooney from Atlantic City. You're going to see it live here on CBS this afternoon. Right now you're watching live the great racing classic, the World 600 from Charlotte, North Carolina. Yesterday, turn 4 proved, there it is, there is turn 4, proved to be just a tragic place for one of the top sportsman drivers in the country. Coming out of this turn, watch what happened to Junior Crouch, car number 1. See the car up against the wall. Forget about the car spinning the inside. Watch the car number 1 on the outside of the track. Here is John Pryor, number 85, moving along. And then number 91, Court, slams into number 1, Junior Crouch. It spins him 3 times. Then Mike Opperman tags him again with such violence that the engine is completely torn out of Junior Crouch's automobile. The car spinning to a halt. 4 cars demolished. Junior Crouch is in critical but stable condition. He lost his left arm in this crash. There was the engine, entirely disassembled from what had been a top racing car just moments before, David.
When you think how strongly these cars are built, to knock the car about like that, it just shows a tremendous force and energy in those crashes.
We are back live.
Same corner.
We are back live with you at Charlotte, North Carolina. We are in a rain situation. The field is now running to its 179th lap, with the 180th lap, 180 complete, 20 laps away from the halfway juncture of the $377,000 World 600. Of the 42 starters, 28 cars remain. That's a very high attrition rate for NASCAR Grand National. They've really had some cars disassembled, socked into the wall. Again, new pavement all the way around the track. 16 cars breaking the old 4-lap record in qualifying. Well, what is happening here is the cars are taking the set, going into the turn. Then when the slightest thing happens, they slam into the wall. It happened here yesterday to Dale Earnhardt while he was leading the race, and we're going to show you that incredible footage very shortly. There is what had been David Pearson ride until a year ago, now Neil Barnett ride coming back on the track. That car had sat on the pole 6 straight times at this racetrack for the World 600. This year, the pole was taken by Junior Johnson and Cale Yarborough, but they've had some difficulties in the early part of the going. They're looking up from under right now, and they are more than a lap back. Let's go to Brock Yates in the pits.
Ken, I've got Buddy Parrott, Darrell Walters, crew chief with me. It's been kind of a tough afternoon, Buddy. What happened to your finger?
Well, I came around, was doing a 4-tire change, and when I brought the tire in to change it, I was a little too close to the hub, on the front hub on the car, and I caught it between that and just cut the end of my finger off. But it's nothing to worry about. I just can't change the tire the rest of the day. Maybe I'll get somebody up there and beat me, and I won't have to do it anymore.
Well, you got 9 left, but what, are you going to go to the doctor, or are you just going to let it bleed?
Well, yeah,
I know you're tough.
Yeah, right now it's okay, and I need to stay right here. We got a tire problem, and we got to work it out. But I promise you, if I start bleeding, I think I'm going to bleed to death. I'll leave.
Tell me one thing, buddy. We're having a lot of tire problems out here. It seems to be the racetrack and the very good adhesion. What is Darrell's specific difficulty?
Well, you know, the rain, I think, really changed the racetrack, and that's when we start tearing up tires. Our car wasn't tearing them up at first, and so, you know, like I said, the track is getting better and better and better. So that means that the tires are having to work harder and harder and harder. So I don't think we need to get too excited about it. Everybody knows they got how to handle a tire problem, so we'll just slow down and try to work it out.
Okay, thank you, buddy. Up to you, Ken.
Well, Brock, I hope you have your brelly ready, because you're going to need an umbrella in just a moment. There's a big storm directly behind us here. There's a big storm in Atlantic City today. It's a heavyweight thundercast from up in Atlantic City as Jimmy Young gets ready to do battle against Clooney. You're going to see it later this afternoon live here on the CBS Sports Spectacular. And the CBS Sports Spectacular will continue with more live action from the World 600 after this word from your local station. The weather continues to be the issue here with 182 of 400 laps complete. As you're watching live, the World 600 from Charlotte, North Carolina. In the pit area, let's go to Ned Jarrett.
Well, Ken, the weather is not a factor for Donnie Allison, a former winner of this race from Hueytown, Alabama, because he's out of it. Donnie, what put you out of the race?
Well, Ned, we had a little problem in the front end with the steering on the car, and you know, early in the race I got that lap down, and I felt like, you know, sometime I could get that back, but this problem developed, and of course I know everybody is having a little tire problem, and I was too, and as many laps as I was down, I figured that I'd serve my purpose. I got the car straightened out for Randy, and you know, the car was very competitive, and I felt like it was better for them to take the thing home and work on it and get it ready for them to take to Texas, and me, you know, take a chance of tearing it up on them.
Donnie, you've driven a couple of different cars since you and Hoss Ellington split up back in April. Any plans for the rest of the year?
Well, Kenny Childers and I, with number 12 car, have gotten together, and I am definitely going to drive his car starting at Riverside, and I don't know just exactly how many races we'll run to the end of the year. Whatever we feel like we can. You know, we got a motor program going with Banjo, and if things work out, we'll try to run most of the races from now to the end of the year.
Well, Ken, I'm sure that most of the fans will be happy to see Donnie Allison back on the circuit on a regular basis.
The 1970 winner of this World 600, and on that same weekend of 1970, he finished 4th at Indianapolis. Remember that, and became rookie of the race at Indy. Came here the next day and won the event. Donnie Allison out of it for today. And right now, the weatherman is out of it. He is creating a problem for everyone here. While we have a moment and the umbrellas come out, let's take a look at what happened to a leader in this race one day ago. Dale Earnhardt was leading in the battle Bobby Allison running right with him in second place in the 300-mile Sportsman event as they cross the line. Now watch that yellow car in front. That's Dale Earnhardt, the man who's currently leading this race, going into turn number 1. Blows a tire, smashes into the wall, actually broke the wheel off over the wall. He took a terrible clout. He put a real crick in his neck and his back. He slumped over the wheel. We thought he'd been hurt. Look at it in replay.
There we see him into the wall. The wheel comes off, up and over the wall, and keeps up with him on the other side of the wall. Now, what actually happened was the center tore out of the wheel. So this is a thing that could be happening. This new track is giving such tremendous adhesion that it actually snapped the wheel.
Earnhardt is one of the toughest new names in American motorsport. This is the one he wants to win. This is the one his dad, the late Ralph Earnhardt, always wanted to win.
Red flag is out.
And a red flag is coming out at lap 185, 15 laps shy of halfway. Now, when a race has reached the halfway juncture, at that point it becomes official. So this race is still a considerable distance away from being marked down as an official event by the NASCAR personnel here today. So we're 15 laps, about 22 and a half miles from what would be an official race. And there you see some kind of downpour casting a very long shadow over the World 600 here in 1980. But for Dale Earnhardt, if he can get in 15 more laps, it will be the happiest of days. We're back with you live at Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm Ken Squire, and here right now we're watching the rains come down. There are some of the crews rolling back some of the tires. Tomorrow, maybe we'll see a race here. I don't know. We're waiting right now. I'm sure they're going to try to get this in today. It's been a long, long day thus far with all these caution flags. Next Sunday on CBS, we're going to show you a race such as you've never seen before. Right, Hobbs?
Absolutely, Ken. It'll be a first time. May even be the last time.
There it is. Those Gigantosauruses are taxi cabs. Those drivers are genuine all-American taxi cab drivers.
And that is the Charlotte, North Carolina Speedway toll booth.
And among the other things you'll see here are stop signs, police cars, and it's all for real. It's the Great Taxi Cab Challenge. Whatever you're doing, stop next Sunday and join us for the Great Taxi Cab Challenge here on the CBS Sports Spectacular. It was an incredible event. In golf, coming up later today from the Memorial Tournament, you will see these 5 men tied at 100 with now 185 laps complete. We're waiting, and they say it's about 20 minutes before we are going to see the rains finally abate. There's Junior Johnson standing by, hoping his car 11 is going to finally pull it off with Cale Yarborough, who's never won this race. Junior Johnson is quite a guy, an incredible car builder, at one time an incredible driver. And earlier, Brock Yates went to Ingle Hollow to meet the last American hero.
If a man from these parts was to die and go to heaven, he'd hope to find a coop full of chickens, a garage full of fast cars, a few quarts of good white lightning, and a kennel full of coon dogs. Junior Johnson has all that already. 90,000 broilers come from his automated chicken farm every 6 weeks. His stock cars, like his dogs, are the best. And in the good old days, Wilkes County was known to produce the best white liquor in the nation. He began life learning to broadslide old Fords on winding dirt roads near his family home. Now things are bigger and better, including the dogs, the house, and the racing cars that have propelled him to the top of his trade.
The biggest secret to having a real good successful racing team is hard work, I think. We have quite a few advantages from a standpoint that we sort of sets a tempo as far as new ideas and that stuff is concerned in racing. And we do make a lot of our own parts and pieces. It helps us endurability-wise.
Okay, now here's a serious question. Is it true that you run this whole racing operation just to pay for the dogs?
It helps.
Me and a buddy of mine have quite a few hunting dogs, and we do that for enjoyment. We get out. It helps me a lot to get out of the garage and get off in the woods where I can get shed of a lot of tension and that type of thing. And the dogs are a lot of enjoyment. I really enjoy hunting. It's one of the biggest pleasures I get out of life.
The dogs remain a diversion from what is a multi-million-dollar operation. But the essentials are unchanged. You can take Junior out of the country, but you can't take the country out of Junior.
Well, Junior, the cows up in Wilkes County might be doing a little bit better than you're doing here this afternoon with the rain.
Well, I hope so, Ned. We're getting a good drenching right here right now, so they got a good barn to go to, so they're in the dry, I'd say.
You had a little bit of a problem earlier on, but you were able to make that lap up. What was the problem?
Well, we had a little problem. We changed the radiator hose this morning. We didn't get all the air out of the water system, and we had to pressurize it when we came in to get the air out of it, so we think it's all right now. We hope it is at least.
Well, the driver of that car, Cale Yarborough, is standing by very close here. Cale, you look like you got drenched coming in out of the rain.
Well, I sure did, Ned, but it's going to cool everything off, and I hope it quits when we can get back to racing.
Well, I know that you're happy to have made that lap up.
Well, I am, Ned. The car's running so good, you know, it's disappointing when something like that happens and you get a lap down, but when we're back in the same lap now and running strong and, you know, if things continue to go good, we got a good shot at it.
Cale, you get your adrenaline up before a race like this. Is this a letdown now that you have this stop period?
Well, usually it would be, Ned, but, you know, having been let down with losing that lap and having made it back up, I still got it pumping pretty good, so I'll be all right.
Will the rain affect the running of the car?
I hope not. I hope it'll make them all run a little better.
Well, Ken, as you can tell, he's very happy to be back in that lead lap. He's running in third place right now as the rain continues to fall.
Cale Yarborough, who has never won this race. Junior Johnson, his car builder, who finished second here back in 1963 after sitting on the pole when he drove for Ray Fox. And, of course, Junior won this race as a car owner with Leroy Yarborough at the controls back in 1969. But he sure would like to pull it out with Cale Yarborough here today. A very wet racetrack. The rain has pretty much abated at this time. However, it'll take some time to dry the track out before we can get back to racing.
And as Buddy Parrott has already said, they've had one shower which changed the characteristic of the racetrack. Now, I wouldn't call this a shower. This is a real washdown. And so these guys are going to find the line has changed, the groove will have moved, and it'll be very different. And they could run into tire wear problems yet again.
The standings here right now. First, let's take a look at the Indy standings. Johnny Rutherford is out in front. Tom Sneva is in second. Rick Mears is in third. Gordon Johncock is running fourth. Rutherford beginning to build up what looks to be an insurmountable lead there. Meanwhile, reports are that Jerry Sneva had crashed into the wall, too, today, and he is out of the race, Tom Sneva's brother. Now, there are the standings in the World 600 as you watch us live in the wet condition. Dale Earnhardt is leading. He has just a smidgen of a lead over Benny Parsons, and just a tad further back is Cale Yarborough, with Darrell Waltrip also in the lead lap, currently shown in fourth place. Then fifth place, one lap down, belongs to Bobby Allison, and in sixth, running very well today from Portugal, California, is Richard Brooks, while in seventh is David Pearson, eighth is Labonte, ninth is Richard Petty, and running 10th is Connie Saylor. The 11th spot is car number 21, which is Neil Bonnet, and in 12th is Kyle Petty. Let's go back to Atlantic City. Standing by is... For the second time in the 21-year history of the $377,000 World 600 here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway this Memorial Day weekend, rain is a key factor. We are again in a red condition the third time today. Right now, Darrell Waltrip, trying to win this World 600 for a third straight time, is leading with, as you see, 292 laps complete, 438 miles, and what has been a most unusual day, Obbs.
Well, it certainly has. It's been frustrating and it's been worrisome. We've had 3 showers which have stopped this race. We've had 14 cautions.
Here, Darrell Waltrip, spotlighted directly behind him. He was in the lead at that moment. 3 of the top contenders, then 4 of them in a jam session at turn 4. Dale Earnhardt cuts a tire down. He is in collision with David Pearson, who collides with Cale Yarborough. Bobby Allison, trying to spin to avoid them, contacts the wall, and the Warner Hodgson car is torn up as well. 4 top competitors all taken out in one shunt, all key factors in this race.
Here you see the Bobby Allison car destroyed in the back end, a man trying to win this event for the second time. Lap 291, the only contender still in the lead lap with Darrell Waltrip is Benny Parsons. But the showers are coming once again. Caution is coming on the track, and as they came to the line, Waltrip was in front. This was followed by another downpour, and as the crews ran for cover, Darrell Waltrip stepped out of his automobile singing in the rain, while 23 other competitors walked away hoping to see this race restarted. If it is, it should be a battle between Parsons and Waltrip, and if that comes about, you'll see the exciting finish next Saturday here on the CBS Sports Spectacular. For David Hobbs, I'm Ken Squire. Most improbable, impossible NASCAR Grand National races in history. After 3 rain showers, 14 cautions, we are at lap 356 of the $377,000 World 600 in its 21st running at Charlotte, North Carolina. A wreck-strewn afternoon, and there you see the 2 men fighting for first position. Darrell Waltrip, and you are watching live as Waltrip tries to fend off car number 27, Benny Parsons, in the waning moments of this event. It has been an extraordinary afternoon here. Wreck after wreck, top contender after top contender, smashing and crashing into the barriers around the Speedway. But Darrell Waltrip, seeking to become the first man in auto racing history to win this event 3 straight times, is staying just barely in front of Parsons. 125,000 people have set through 3 rain showers, and they are not being denied this fantastic race as they come through the tri-oval time another time. Here is Waltrip, just barely in front of Benny Parsons, seeking his first win in this great Memorial Day Classic. As I said, Waltrip is trying to win for the 3rd time, David Hobbs, but he has his hands full as Benny Parsons intimidates, first on the inside, then on the outside, almost touching the bumper as he works Darrell Waltrip over.
Well, there's a lot of tenacious people here today, these two being among them, Darrell Waltrip and Benny Parsons having a tremendous race. But the way the crowd has stuck through this race just shows the incredible enthusiasm, excitement that these NASCAR fans have for their brand of racing. And what a race day it's been. As you say, crashes galore, 14 cautions. We lost a whole bunch of leaders, and 3 out of the 4 that crashed are all back on the field again now.
18 cars are out of the just demolished here today. We've had a wreck among 5 of the key competitors. Dale Earnhardt caught a tire down. He spun. Crashing into him was Bobby Allison, David Pearson, Cale Yarborough's automobile. It eliminated Allison, but miraculous work was done on Earnhardt's car. It is back in the race. There's Terry Labonte, who is currently the Corpus Christi, Texas driver, running in 3rd position, and somehow they have repaired number 2, looking very battle-strewn, and number 2, Earnhardt, currently number 1 of the NASCAR standings, is back on the track. They have repaired the car of David Pearson, the Haas Ellington crew. He is running once again and is in 5th position after that shunt at turn 4 among the very leaders in the race. We're getting ready to go to here is car number 2, Dale Earnhardt. Take a look at that beautiful Australian car. All torn up. Let's go to Ned Jarrett with 27 Parsons.
Benny Parsons running in 2nd place has come in for what should be his last pit stop. They're not changing tires on the car, only adding gasoline. They have borrowed Henry Benfield from Junior Johnson's crew. He's one of the best gas men in the business, and he's away.
38-year-old Ellaby, North Carolinian, formerly from Detroit, Michigan, a taxi cab driver, Benny Parsons. The 1973 NASCAR champion has just pitted. He did not take on tires. And very shortly, car number 88, Waltrip, will have to pit here in Charlotte today. What has happened is that in these 3 showers, with the new pavement on the track is so abrasive, it is tearing up tires. It is breaking wheels off race cars. And the question remains, can Waltrip, turning these tremendously fast laps, keep car number 88 together to become the first driver in history to win the World 600 3 straight times?
Well, as he he told us earlier, the new track surface is giving such tremendous grip, it's tearing the rubber right off the carcass of the tyres, and in some cases it's actually torn the wheels right off the car. Now, Benny Parsons did not put any tyres on that last stop. He did put tyres on the stop before. Darrell Waltrip did not, so he's now coming in for his second stop. Is he going to have to change tyres? If he does, he could put himself a lap down on Benny Parsons.
This crowd of 125,000 been watching for 6 hours, 22 minutes this event thus far. They've been here since about 8 o'clock this morning. Kyle Petty, number 42.
Here comes Darrell Waltrip.
Kyle Petty is in the pits, the top rookie in the race. Richard Petty's son, and here is the key pit stop perhaps in the entire $377,000 event.
And they are going to change tyres. The tyre man's out there with it under his arm. What's Darrell going to tell him to do?
He has lost communications on his radio to his pits. He's in there on a sideboard. They're checking the tires. They're not changing tires. His crew chief, Buddy Parrott, has lost the tip off one finger on a pit stop. Here's Parsons coming down across the start-finish line. There's Waltrip coming back on the track. He is back on the track. And he is running pretty well down here. Let's see. He is coming slowly up to speed. He is on the track into the back straightaway. There's number 22, Ricky Rudd, getting by him as that car number 88 is still coming back to full song.
So Darrell Waltrip now nearly a lap down on Benny Parsons.
7 4/10 of a second pit stop on Darrell Waltrip. Neither Parsons or 27, or rather 88 Waltrip has made a tire change at that point of the race. Neither man has come in for a tire change in this event. Earlier, we talked to Darrell Waltrip about his strategy in this race.
Yeah, I think so. We've got a practically brand new car here. We've raced it twice. We sat on pole once at Rockingham, and then we had it at Atlanta. And it's running really well. We qualified 7th, but, you know, we feel lucky number 7 maybe. But I'm looking real forward to Sunday. I think that we'll be able to do the job. My guys are all pumped up. I'm pumped up. Nobody's ever won 3 in a row, and I believe if anybody can do it, I can.
Darrell Waltrip seeking his 3rd straight victory. 1 second separates the leaders. Just 1 second. That amazing pit stop by Darrell Waltrip in number 88. He got in and out faster than Parsons. Keeps him just barely on the point. Car number 88. Waltrip is your first place car. In second place is car number 27, Benny Parsons. They have both made these critical stops, added fuel. Neither went for tires. Tires remain the key issue here today. Well, going back to golf in just a moment. Give you more on that story live this afternoon from Muirfield Village, and then let's see what happens with Darrell Waltrip and Benny Parsons as we get down to the finish of this World 600. What do you think, David? Will it be Parsons or Waltrip?
Well, Benny Parsons didn't show much speed at the beginning of this race, but he's certainly run a very, very strong race now. For the last 200 miles, he's been right there, and he's only 1 second behind the leader. And with 30 laps to go, 32 laps to go, this really is still anybody's race.
Dick Beattie's car, driven by Harry Gant, had a very bad crash today. Harry Gant is okay. Harry Gant is okay. We'll be showing you the finish of this race on the CBS Sports Spectacular next week, as we're running far over on time today. Expected to be over at 4 o'clock. It's still churning on. Well, we'll see you next Saturday with the result of this World 600, which looks like it's going to be decided between car number 88, Darrell Waltrip, and car number 27, Benny Parsons, in just about 40 laps from now. Let's go back to golf.
Programming was over. They had 3 rain delays, and so today on the CBS Sports Spectacular, you will see the exciting conclusion of the Charlotte 600 auto race.
Thank you very much, Dick Stockton. It's down to the finish in the World 600 here in Charlotte, North Carolina. 380 laps complete, and it looks like it's going to go right to the finish line between Benny Parsons, who is now appropriated first position, and Darrell Waltrip running in second. Here they are coming out of turn number 4, and the battle is all for the lead. Waltrip gets a little hole on the inside. He almost went down across the lawn that time as he tried to take that first position back. Parsons has made his move late in the going. Waltrip drops low again in turn number 2.
Lawn mowing is definitely out today with so much rain on it. You don't want to get a wheel on that grass, otherwise that'll be sayonara, I believe is the expression.
Terry Labonte is running third. Richard Petty is running fourth. Neil Bonnet fifth. Going sixth. David Pearson in seventh. The rookie Kyle Petty. We have two drivers in that lead lap, and there they are. Petty, Parsons, seeking to win his first World 600, slides right across the track to Black and Kepler by Waltrip to rim ride the high side. Here's downstairs, Waltrip working once again. Two very hot drivers working in the kitchen out here on a cool day in Charlotte. 3 rain showers have changed the condition of the track over which they're running right when they were ready to really get racing. And every time it has done that, it has made a bad condition for tires and wheels on these cars. And you've seen wheels snapping off, tires blowing, and the walls marred by the marks of destruction, as we have had 14 cars in trouble, serious trouble today. Actually, 23 cars have found the wall in one shot or another, 14 cautions, which is a record for the event. It is the second time in the history of the World 600 that rain has fallen on this parade, but the 125,000 still sit galvanized in their seats watching this battle between Parsons and Waltrip roll down toward a finish. 383 laps are now complete. 574.5 miles, just 17 laps to go.
It certainly says a lot for NASCAR fans, and they have stood through this race because they've been sitting in those seats now for close on 7 hours of racing. And they've seen some very exciting racing, and they've seen, of course, a lot of very dull racing while the caution flag has been out, or, of course, while the place has been closed right now. We've had some extremely heavy rain.
Terry Labonte still is in third, and there's a tangle among the leaders. He will record a victory. This driver who ran for Rookie of the Year was defeated. Look at the front of his car. At number 44, even the front end wears a frown, as it was wrapped earlier today. Number 88, Waltrip, again, digging down to the inside, diving in there, trying to find the hole. Just enough daylight to pull through, and it's not there.
There's a number of firsts at stake today. If Benny Parsons should win this race, it'll be the first time he's won the World 600 here at Charlotte. If Darrell Waltrip should win it, he'll be the first man to have won it 3 times in a row. And it'll be the best place Terry Labonte's finished. If he finishes in third spot, it'll be the best finish of his career today.
On the 380-lap rundown. At 380 laps, 570 miles. Parsons in front. There's Waltrip again trying the inside. In a lap unto himself, Labonte in third. Petty in fourth. In the same lap with Neil Bonnet in fifth. Another lap down, David Pearson in sixth. Kyle Petty in seventh, top rookie. Then in eighth, Jim Vandiver. Several laps down. Ricky Rudd in number 22 running ninth. And going 10th is car number 67 from Martinsville, Virginia, Buddy Arrington. Running 11th is Richard Childress in this World 600.
Cale Yarborough in pit lane again. The hood up, bonnet up, really. Hood. Looking at that engine again. I think that old overheating problem they had at the beginning of the race has reasserted itself and it's becoming very serious. He's just cruising around. But with the NASCAR point structure, it's very important for him to finish the race because he will at least garner some points out of finishing the race.
So Cale Yarborough, who first tried to win this race in 1962 and has been trying ever since, is going to see this race elude him still another time. Meanwhile, Parsons out in front for about 50 laps. He followed Waltrip, then made his move. He's out in front and seems to feel secure that he can drive the milling car home. Here's Waltrip on the outside. Darrell Waltrip riding wheel to wheel with Parsons. They're coming up on Richard Petty to put a lap on him. On the outside, Waltrip trying to make his move for the lead. Back comes Parsons on the inside. They're into turn 3, wheel to wheel. They're nearly touching in turn 3. Into turn 4, Waltrip gives the 27 car of Parsons a wide berth. Back they come to the start-finish line, side by side. What a fantastic race, David.
Well, these two are really putting on an absolutely classic display, and the fans that have stuck it out today are really getting their money's worth in the waning moments of this race. They've stuck through a lot of racing, a lot of slow action today, but boy, what a race these two guys are putting up to the finish. As Darrell Waltrip finally works his way past Benny Parsons in car number 27. These two cars on a lap on their own. In fact, they're 2 laps up on Terry Labonte, who is lying third.
It's Darrell Waltrip's race to win once again. Can Parsons take it back? Can he pull something out of the hat? Here they are, both knuckling down to those last few laps. We have 10 laps to go. 10 laps to the finish. Waltrip just in front. Parsons running in second. Labonte running in third. Petty in fourth. Petty, a two-time winner of this event himself, but he had to wait until 1975 to win it for the first time, and he'd been here since 1960 trying.
Well, if Benny Parsons wins this, it'll be the first race he has won this year. Out of the 12 starts, he's only finished in the top 5 6 times, so he can really do with a win. His new sponsor Spelling, and he's driving for J.C. Anderson, not MC Anderson, it's MC Anderson out of Atlanta or Savannah, Georgia. They really need a win, so Benny Parsons will be trying very hard, but Darrell Waltrip wants those 3 wins in a row to become the first man to win 3 races here in 3 consecutive years.
The World 600, one of the most prestigious stock car races on the entire $6 million NASCAR Grand National Tour, and it's all coming down to this. It's shootout time at the OK Corral, which today happens to be 1.5 miles piece of asphalt, which is brand new and causing a lot of trouble and wrinkling up a lot of race cars. Will it wrinkle up either of these two? Here's Parsons back to the inside. He loosens that car up, drives down to the bottom of the racetrack, inches alongside Darrell Waltrip, wheel to wheel into turn number 3. Benny Parsons is back in front. He has reasserted the number 27 position in front.
But Darrell Waltrip is not giving up with only 8 laps left to go now. This is going to be a real knockdown, drag-out finish.
Here they come another time. In the final 7 laps, they're in turn 1. Waltrip scoots to the outside. Waltrip seems to be able to run and stick a little better on the outside. Parsons slides right across his bumper to hold him in. Into lap traffic. A break for Parsons. Turn 3. Parsons low. Waltrip moves in, looks inside. Almost on the bumper, in trouble as he runs up on the roof. Call that cracking, old Hobbs.
Talk about bucket power. Old Darrell Waltrip was having his old hands broken in cold sweat then.
27, Parsons played it very cute in front, just a little off the throttle for a moment, making Waltrip change. Now Waltrip is on the inside. He has the shot with 6 laps to go. Waltrip pulling by as Earnhardt was down there. I'm sure Parsons thought he had him trapped.
That must have been pretty close between those 3 cars going into turn 3 there. Of course, Darrell Waltrip felt he had this race won about an hour and a half ago when it last rained, because I feel sure that he felt that they would call it a day. But NASCAR, being NASCAR, decided to carry on with the racing, and Darrell Waltrip's had to fight every inch of those last 110 odd laps.
125,000 people are on their feet here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and here they come again. Parsons this time on the outside. He's back, fighting for the lead. Waltrip is on the inside. He comes down. Waltrip takes the lead back. Slides in front of Parsons. This crowd up and thundering. You may hear the crowd over the roar of the engines at the end of this event. A most appreciative audience. They've been here since nearly dawn to make sure they could get in to the Charlotte Motor Speedway to see this. And this track has not denied them one of the classic races in NASCAR history. Waltrip trying to win it for the 3rd straight time. Parsons, with everything he has, trying to take it away from him. You've seen the strategy. They're off the throttles a little early, trying to block the other man, make him change his rhythm on this racetrack. Here they are back in front of the multitudes, down across the line. The laps trickling away, tied together as one with 3 laps to go. Waltrip in front. Will it be his 3rd straight? Will he be the first man in history to do it? Parsons comes back on the inside, on the outside, and Waltrip blocks him.
There's a lot of scheming going on out there. These 2 guys are trying to work this out. They've got 2.5 laps to go, and they're both trying to work out who's going to be where and exactly when on the last lap. A lot of it depends on the lap traffic, which they obviously can't forecast.
Parsons again to the inside, almost on the lawn, and again Waltrip is able to hold him off.
And they're coming up to some lap traffic.
Last 2 laps. They take a look at that lap traffic for sure. It's like a chess game. You have to know where those lap cars are to make your move.
Benny Parsons down the inside.
And almost had a shoulder Waltrip out of the way.
Darrell Waltrip tried to keep Benny out, but it wasn't going to be, and they're coming up on those lap cars now as they come out of turn 4.
It could get very physical here at the finish. Parsons in front, Waltrip in second as they drive it out. White flag is out.
1 lap to go.
This is it. The crowd screaming. It is Benny Parsons in front. Darrell Waltrip trying to come for his third win of this race. He's behind as they go to turn 2. Back straightaway. Parsons holding Waltrip off. Here they go for turn 3. The last lap. 377,000.
Darrell tries to go low.
Waltrip is finding the inside. He pulls up. He's inching along. They're into lap cars. Waltrip goes back to the outside. Parsons is blocking him at the line. Benny Parsons does it. Benny Parsons has upset the odds makers today. They said he couldn't do it. Parsons just pulled it off. Waltrip settling for second. Listen to this crowd. All day they've waited for rainstorms. One of the slowest 600s, but one of the most dramatic.